January 25. 275. Lucius Domitius Aurelianus, Emperor of Rome, assassinated. He was the son of a peasant, his mother a priestess of the Temple of the Sun. He enlisted as a common soldier, and rose from that humble station to the highest military offices during the reigns of Valerian and Claudius, the latter of whom, on his deathbed, recommended Aurelian to the choice of the troops. He delivered Italy from the barbarians, and conquered the famous Zenobia, queen of Palmyra. He had planned an expedition against Persia, and was waiting in Thrace for an opportunity to cross the straits when he fell a victim to a conspiracy. 1327. Edward II of England, then a prisoner in Kenilworth Castle, compelled to resign his crown in favor of his son, Edward III. 1533. Henry VIII privately married to Ann Boleyn in a garret at Whitehall. 1640. Robert Burton, an English divine, died. He is known principally by his Anatomy of Melancholy, a rare book, which it is said he wrote to divert his own thoughts from that feeling. 1692. The Indians, accompanied by some French, attacked the town of York in Maine, killed 50 and carried away 100 of the inhabitants, and destroyed the town. 1717. The Episcopal clergy of Scotland, who had before been fined for not praying for King George by name, were forced to abscond or fly their country. 1726. William de Lisle, a distinguished geographer, died at Paris. His maps are still of great authority. 1730. A fire which broke out in the Archduchess's apartments at Brussels consumed the palace, with the national records and state papers. 1745. Action in the Straits of Wonka, Sumatra, between the British ships Deptford and Preston, Barnet, and 3 French company ships, in which the latter were captured. 1759. Birthday of Robert Burns. 1782. De Grasse attacked the van of the British fleet under Admiral Hood. The French were drawn from their anchorage ground, and by a masterly maneuver the British succeeded in obtaining it. 1786. Charles Price, one of the most successful counterfeiters ever known, committed suicide in prison, London. He had continued to practice forgeries on the Bank of England to an incredible amount during 6 years, contriving all the while to elude the most cunning devices of the police to detect him, although the notes were traced in every quarter to have proceeded from one man, always disguised and always inaccessible. 1787. Battle with the insurgents under Shays, at Springfield, Massachusetts, who retreated with the loss of 3 killed. 1791. George Selwyn, a noted English wit, died, aged 72. 1804. Jean-Jacques Dessalines declared Emperor of Haiti. 1807. Battle at Meiringen, in Prussian Poland, in which Bernadotte defeated the Russians under Palin and Sulitsin, who lost 1,200 killed and 300 prisoners. 1813. Concordat signed at Versailles, by which Napoleon allowed the Pope to exercise the pontificate in France and Italy, in the same manner as his predecessors. 1834. Castle of St. Louis at Quebec, the residence of the British Governor-General, destroyed by fire. 1836. General Paez gained a victory over the rebels at Venezuela near Portobello. 1838. Earthquake in the eastern part of Europe. 7 severe shocks occurred during a few days, by which 300 houses were thrown down in the city of Bucharest, and 60 persons killed. 1841. The shock of an earthquake was felt in the city of New York and vicinity to such a degree as to excite considerable alarm. 1843. Edward Drummond, private secretary to Sir Robert Peel, was assassinated in the streets of London. For nearly 20 years he discharged duties second to those of a cabinet minister, because less conspicuous. 1845. Abigail Leonard died at Raynham, Massachusetts, 101 years old. She was the fifth in descent from John Alden, who first landed from the Mayflower on the Plymouth Rock. 1849. The usual convention of the two houses of Congress declared that the people had elected Zachary Taylor their president and Millard Fillmore vice president.